All right, class. We are going to begin now with some phonogram review. So since I'm not actually seeing you in class right now, I won't see some of you until next week. I'm not sure how many of the phonograms you already know. I know if you've been at our school since kindergarten, then you might already know all of them and think, oh, Mrs. No, you're going too slow. But we kind of ended school early last year, and some students are new. So even though we learned the phonograms pretty quickly, we're going to keep coming back and reviewing them. All right, so we're going to start with reviewing some of the ones we've been working on the past few days. So just like usual, I'll say the sounds. You write it, saying it while you write it. If you don't remember, draw a line below the baseline and then write it in later. All right, the first one is O, the O of toe. What are you going to write? Good, O, the O of toe, and say it while you write it. All right, so by this point you should have it written in and your pencil down, or have drawn the line below the baseline and have your pencil down. All right, this is our O, the O of toe. Right, so if you didn't have that for O, the O of toe, I want you to pause the video, write it 3 times, saying it while you write it. All right, the next phonogram is the of her. What are you going to write? Good, the of her. Say it while you write it. All right, so by now you should have it written and have your pencil down or have a line below the baseline. And remember, I need to skip a space between all of my 2-letter phonograms. The of her. All right, so if you didn't have that, please pause the video, write it 3 times, saying it while you write it. All right, the next one is all right, I know that kind of sounds like another phonogram, right? But so I remember there's all that comes out is air, so I usually put my hand up to help you know that that's the one I mean. All right, so pencils are down by now. So I'll skip a clock space. And this is my all right, so if you didn't have that, and thank you if you're showing integrity, pause the video, write it 3 times, saying it while you write it. All right, the next phonogram is ow, o. So I hope this will help. We learned this yesterday, and this is our quiet hurt twin. Ow, o. All right, so again, I'll skip a clock space. Ow, o. And then we always underline if it's 2 or more letters. All right, so if you didn't have this, pause the video, write it 3 times, saying it while you write it. All right, the last phonogram is k, 2-letter k, used only after a single vowel that says a, I, or a. What are you going to write? Good. Write it and say it while you write it. All right, class. What was the next phonogram, or what's the phonogram you just wrote? Good. K. Two-letter k, used only after a single vowel that says a, I, or a. So this is our k, two-letter k, used only after a single vowel that says a, I, or a. Make sure you have clock spaces. And if you didn't get that, pause the video, write it 3 times, sing it while you write it. All right, class, so yesterday we had been talking about some different kinds of syllables that we can have. I want you to look at this word. First, let's read it. Good, it's b, r, a, g. Put it together. Good, brag. Now, what kind of a syllable is this? Let's look at the end. What kind of letter does it have at the end here? Is this a vowel or is it a consonant? Excellent, it's a consonant. So what do we call a syllable that has a consonant at the end? Very good, we call it a closed syllable. And what sound does our vowel say in a closed syllable? Very good. It says its first sound. All right, we also talked about, let's see, it's a different kind of syllable. That's my last name. Look at it. What kind of a syllable is that? Let's look at the end. So usually if we're wondering what kind of syllable it is, we want to look at the end. What kind of letter is at the end here? Is it a vowel or is it a consonant? Good, it's a vowel. So we know that this cannot be a closed syllable because closed syllables end with a consonant, and this is ending with a vowel. But is it a silent final E? No, because that's not an E, that's an O. So what kind of a syllable is this? Very good. It is an open syllable. All right, now let's read this word. And of course, if the word is marked, that helps us know too. Let's read this word. What is this? Good. K. All right. Now, what kind of a syllable is this? Let's see. Does it have a consonant at the end? No, E is a vowel. So it's not a closed syllable. Let's see, is it an open syllable? No, I can tell from the way that I marked it. Look, that this is silent. And at the end of an open syllable, our vowel is never silent. What does our vowel say at the end of an open syllable? Very good. It says its name. And so we know since there's a silent letter at the end, it can't be an open syllable. And we already figured out it wasn't a closed syllable. So yesterday we were talking about syllables that use a silent final E, job 1. All right, so I just wanted us to go back and review those 3 different kinds of syllables because we're going to be writing some words later on, and then we want to be able to say whether it's an open syllable, if it's a closed syllable, or if it has a silent final E, job 1.